go TVIP a bit too late, but regardless, it is 2-1 and suddenly has become 3-1. So VP lost the pistol round, starting on CT side, but since then it has been smooth sailing for them. And now HellRaisers are in a force buy. As ever, well, I was saying as ever, it's the first time in quite a while actually, I'm casting alongside Spuddington. Take it away, Spud, in this 5th round.
It used to be always, but then real life had to get in the way. Okay. But yeah, odd that HellRaisers managed to win the pistol round but lose to the force buy afterwards, and their own Glock train managed to do surprisingly well in that last round. They got 2 guns out of the deal, but still, of course.
There's an overlay bug. Yeah, overlay bug for Ruben streaming, so he's going to have to reconnect quickly.
Rip.
We'll just do radio broadcasts, Spud.
Oh boy. This means we have to be really ultra descriptive, because AdreN is coming down from above there onto Taz. Gets that first kill. Neo has traded back one elsewhere. Just kind of general exchanges. Nobody's really making any big pushes here.
Nope, no one's making any huge pushes. I think that Ruben should have it back on right now. He's reconnecting shortly, but regardless, we do have ourselves Neo peeking down long with the AWP, going to connect it onto Mao. And he's going to get pushed, but he's back into a good position. That's the second frag from Neo. Dozier opens up with his AK-47. And now VP have the player advantage, but they have been spotted. And it's just been brought all back to even again. Apparently his overlay is still not working. So we're going to try and fix that, guys. Apologies for this. Angel, last remaining player in a 2 versus 1 with 25 seconds to play with. Molly's been thrown out. Angel is going to push past truck on CT spawn and gets the double kill. So Angel gets the clutch. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but regardless, 3-2 now from HellRaisers and a good push in from Angel in the end.
Yeah, really, really cool play there by him, just rotating himself around that truck and making sure his team came back, because they definitely needed that round. They were going to be still in a bit of an economic hole, and if they can win this next one, that sets up HellRaisers pretty much to be roughly where they want to be at the end of the half, because they would break Virtus.pro's economy off of a single round win here if they can take those guns away, and we'll see if they can do that. Pasha taking a lot of damage is a good start, but certainly not the best follow-up there, as Taz did take Mao. Angel now trading blows with Neo, comes out second best, and if kUcheR can't get this, he can. Still leaves them in a 4-on or a 3-on-4, but HellRaisers at least have a shot.
They do have a shot, but it's a pretty small one, because CT's with the advantage here on Cobblestone should be able to lock together. And you look at their positions as well. They're in pretty solid positions across the board. The only issue is that Pasha is low, and they don't have too many grenades to play with. But then again, HellRaisers only have 1 smoke now. 53 seconds. It's been called, and byali gets the bomb flash. He lines them up. Meat grinder on long. And VP get the round, and that's the issue. If you stack up on long without any grenades to like flush out that position that Taz also runs a lot on, that's the issue you can walk into. It's so easy if you just hold down the trigger and get the kills.
Yeah, HellRaisers hesitated that bit too long, and Virtus.pro were quite happy to make the counter push there. They get themselves a very nice round there, and should be pretty safe here. CZ a couple of P250s. Dozier tries to run through, but Snax isn't having any of that. Not going to get caught out. Will return fire there onto Dozier. kUcheR's going to push through that smoke. Yes, he will. Not going to get anything from it, though. And it's looking like a fairly standard eco bash here.
Yeah, good positions again from VP. And I can't really... Ooh, lining up for Taz. I mean, it is an eco, so you're expecting him to get the frag in that situation. Mao does pull one back. I can't really blame HellRaisers, Dozier, for going through the smoke, I believe it was there, because you have to go for the information. You have to go for the scouts when you have very few grenades and just pistols. And who knows, you may catch a CT off guard, not expecting that push. Here we go, final frag comes in. Now does do significant damage, though, on his own. Picks up 2 frags, which in a full eco, not too shabby. But you can see HellRaisers' economy, good enough to buy, but not fantastic buy up. 2 Galils, a Tech 9. They are going to have some grenades coming in, but this still isn't too great for them. And VP, they should be able to lock this down as well and take us to 6-2.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to afford an AWP, but at least they're not going to have to contend with an AWP either. Virtus.pro still happy to sit on the M4s and play around that fact, so like it's going to be quite an aggressive move coming out from HellRaisers. They are walking for now, but Virtus.pro is going to know very, very soon. They will, however, be able to return fire extremely well. It's like kUcheR didn't even know where byali was. And That is pretty much going to break the back of HellRaisers as they've gone in for a round and gotten only 1 kill.
Yeah, pretty brutal. They do have the round loss bonus coming in, but you can see for this round there's going to be nothing. So I'd like to see a couple P250, maybe a couple Tech 9s, and nothing else. No Kevlar, no grenades. They must know that VP's economy is pretty stacked now. Even if they do break them this round, they should be able to buy up next round regardless. So that's what's going to happen. They're not going to go for the full buy. I like that from HellRaisers, playing for the longer game. And with the round loss, the next round they'll have enough for AKs. If they can get the bomb planted, they may even go for an AWP. It's not unheard of to see HellRaisers go for the AWP here on Cobblestone T side. And that may be just mixing things up nicely for them. But again, this should be another day at the office for VP. This round should be clear. Cup and Angel walks through mid in the smoke and gets the one tap onto Snax. The one dig is real. Pasha flashes AdreN to the face. And just like that, VP have got the play advantage. But hold on a second. They're pushing through onto A spot. This is looking great for the tees, I should say.
Ooh, it was. But then byali happened. And now it's Angel with one man, one dig. Can he get 3? I'm thinking it's probably not that likely right now, especially we did get the drop on Pasha, but didn't get the kill from it, so unfortunate there. Juan was not with us, and he is going to be dropping down. Still a pretty good usage of that eagle.
Yeah, very nicely done. And, you know, up until byali exploded, it was a 3-on-3, which in a full eco, I mean, that's fantastic, and they have gone for the AWP, but the fact they got the kills is enough to get Mao on that weapon. He is a guy that can make or break the rounds. He is a guy that can just turn it on and go crazy. And that's exactly what HellRaisers need right now, because their T-side is starting to struggle a tiny bit. It was 3-2, and since then it's been one-way traffic. Here comes Snax, just, well, camping it up in mid. Angel did get a pretty nice dink on towards Snax, but didn't get the frag. And there's the pop flash, but Neo just holds down the trigger. And again, HellRaisers are 2 players behind.
They are absolutely getting this lock. This is what we mentioned in the intro. It can happen very easily that Virtus.pro just gets a lock on a game. You just can't find a purchase against them now. Bet we're going to be seeing some aggression soon. No convenient flashes, because Taz would have to flash for himself, and Snax isn't going to be the one that wants to push in. But they're going to be totally okay with letting HellRaisers back away there. 3 men available. But they're going to rotate over for the B push.
That looks to be it right now, trying to keep the CTs guessing. The issue now, though, is that because they're a 2-player deficit, it's much easier for VP to just hold firm. They only have the 1 player on B. That's going to be in Coop, and that's the issue right now. That they stacked A way too hard for me on VP's side, and now can start to lose players. Now, however, the last player remaining isn't able to do anything, so even though they only had 1 on B, that was more than enough. VP win another round, and they lost just 1 player in the process. So, I mean, they're winning back-to-back rounds here, and they've lost 2 players a couple times, but they're keeping a lot of weapons going forward, which is why their economy is so strong right now.
Yeah, it's looking really bad for this half for HellRaisers, and by extension, the map as a whole. I mean, we said it wasn't likely to go their way. 6 games in total played for HellRaisers on Cobblestone, but we'll see if they can get anything done. They don't seem to have many strats in mind either, to be honest. They are playing very, very defensive. Pasha, though, sprays out. Does he have any bullets left in his gun? Has managed to get the reload off, so should be okay to try and stop this push. He's going to make that first move, get the first kill, and byali will get the second as well. Dosia returns fire, but it's definitely Virtus.pro's day so far. AdreN bravely fighting out from behind his boxes. Is going to get another kill in return, leaving us in a 2-on-2 now. And a bit of a dicey health bar situation. Made infinitely worse by losing Angel there.
Ooh, but AdreN is still behind the boxes, and he... Oh, I was going to say, he just needed to land the 1 shot on Taz, but Taz faster on the trigger. Had the advantage of knowing exactly where AdreN was. And that will take VP 9-2. That was a massive round as well. HellRaisers needed that one desperately. If they win that, they've got a chance at maybe getting some momentum. I mean, the map still isn't out of reach yet from HellRaisers. If they can get 4 or 5 rounds on T-side, I'd still fancy them to have a bit of glimmer of hope, but that's all it's going to be. However, if VP keep this mentality going forward, they could easily finish this at 12-13 on this half, which would probably be too far for HellRaisers to trek back from. That's a nice entry onto Neo, who's pushing out of long. And AdreN will get the frag through the smoke onto Pasha, who has pushed that a couple of times. They'll be getting too predictable. And, I mean, VP are just going looking. That is 3 kills that have happened as a result of peeking on the CT side. So maybe they're going to get too cocky and too confident, and that'll prove to be their downfall.
Yeah, that's always the flaw of playing that aggressive CT style, is it can backfire on you, but we'll see if they can maintain it, because Virtus.pro can afford to make risky plays like that. They can lose around there, but look, their economy is still fine, and even if they would lose this next one, they'd still only need to eco once to get back on the full buy train. So, you know, the risk is a lot more mitigated for Virtus.pro of making those aggressive plays. And that's part of the reason it's so good for them if they can get a good early start on CT.
Yeah, Deadly Kruger asked as well, as you were just rounding up that are Dust2 and VP, do they compute? Are they compatible? Is it a map that they're decent on? Yes, they have been playing it a lot more recently, Deadly Kruger, and they've got pretty damn good at it as well. So they just beat TSM, for example, 16-4 on the map, which is what we discussed before we went live today. So I would definitely fancy them to have a good chance, but this map's not quite over just yet. However, the issue is for the terrorists that if they were to lose this, they've just nullified their round loss bonus after picking up that last round. So this could get messy very, very quickly for them, and they have already lost 3 players in this round on top of all those other woes.
Yeah, this is a round where we've seen the flip side of that pushing. Yeah, it can backfire, but at the same time, if you start catching people out, you can very rapidly snowball to a victory on the round itself. AdreN, though, going to be trying to make this happen. A site is the target, but they're hesitating, and it seems like Virtus.pro have been given plenty of time now to rotate around. They've thrown incendiary, so it must be obvious. This push is going to happen sooner or later. It's just a matter of setting up to defend it.
And you look at the positions from VP, they're in great shape. Snax, all he has to do is wait. He actually peeks out a bit too early, which could prove to be a poor play. AdreN's got the frag, but look at that HP. He's only got 4, and byali comes up from mid to get the kill back onto him. So VP do break that round loss against HellRaisers. They do have enough money to force up maybe a couple of AKs here and there, and maybe some CZids and Tech 9s with armor, and that looks to be what's going to happen. But again, this is far from ideal.
You're going very Polish on me there for a second. CZids.
Is that what I said? Oh,
yeah, you definitely said it straight.
I got mixed up between CZ and CZ, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. To be fair, I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. If you it sounds vaguely Slavic. There you go. Anyway, AdreN taken out of the picture right at the start of the round. There has stymied any presence over there, and that was HellRaisers, almost like their first attempt at any kind of split pressure across the map. Oh, please don't look away, Snax. That not well. Okay. Okay, fine. Do what you want, Snax. Just keep Pro 90ing away and see if you can survive kUcheR. Not going to happen, but he's still totally okay with that. And now it's just the desperation push in from Mao, most likely. Not working out too well. kUcheR does return one, but I think we all know where this is going.
Yeah, the rating should be on the wall here for kUcheR. Well, he's making this at least a bit damaging for VP and their economy, but the economy hasn't necessarily been an issue throughout this first half of VP. They're able to buy it back up again here, and it's the last round of the half anyway, so across the board they're happy enough with that trade. And now HellRaisers, Tech 9s, and a Deagle. Definitely capable of causing upsets. Tech 9 is very fast, especially through drop zone. That may be the play that's in the back of HellRaisers' mind here. And they do have a Molotov and AdreN, so let's have a look and see if that's what they're going to go for.
Well, it wouldn't be too surprising. This is the last chance saloon on this half, and unfortunately it's going to get stymied for now, but it definitely does look like that's what they've got their hearts set on. HellRaisers are sat back and waiting. Taz is very well prepared, though, and I'm not sure how well this is going to work out. It'll definitely come down to who gets the better. The other, I don't know if that would actually be in range. If you drop down, are you immediately in Tech 9 one-shot, headshot range?
Not quite, especially where Taz is now. If he was like in the actual room itself, then yes, he could get completely spanked instantly. And you can see it is going to be Molotovs down drop zone. It wasn't all out rush because of the molly that we saw thrown out from VP, but here we go. Now the action ensuing. Pash is in perfect position to lock down platform. So this is going to be a one-dimensional push from HellRaisers. Ooh. That doesn't seem to be an issue though, because Doznia connects that headshot, looking for a second, gets that as well, but he's now at a 1 versus 3, and they know exactly where he is. He's picked up the M4, but he's being sprayed from every angle on pasha. Seals it up 12-3. And honestly, 3 rounds on T-side, probably not enough, especially against VP's T-side strats.
Yep, pistol or die, HellRaisers, and this time you cannot afford to lose the force buy on the second round, even if you do come out ahead in that first one. It's a long road back to recovery, basically. HellRaisers are in serious trouble. I'm getting some slightly odd behaviour there by my spectator client, but it seems to be okay, and I assume we'll be starting soon.
Just Gaben things. Yeah, he has a knack of making things weird, but you can see that at the scoreline as well. If we bring up the tab,
the HUD all vanishes and just like,
yeah,
is that supposed to happen?
So 19-5 for byali, who's just been on form. But then you look at the rest of VP, everyone's pulling their weight. Whereas on HellRaisers, it's really just AdreN and Angel dropping the double digits, 13 and 10 respectively, that have made the plays. And our VP now will be dipping in, I should say, to their back pocket. That Freudian though.
I'm very mature.
And looking for the plays onto B. And they have got a couple kills, but HellRaisers in good shape. And you said pistol or die. That's exactly what's happened from Dossier. Yes, they're going to be dicking in through the drop zone. 10 out of 10, would never test again.
What a dicky. Yes, but you know, that's not too surprising for HellRaisers, really, to come out on top in pistol rounds. If I had to place a guess, and I, to be fair, have done very little research to back up this supposition, I'd say HellRaisers probably has one of the lowest pistol round win to game win ratios. Because it's very much just about your raw aim, and that's never been a problem for HellRaisers. They've always had that definitely nailed down. Virtus.pro, though, they're not going to be trying too much to rely on aim right now. We're going to be running straight in, and now we'll be trying to shut that one down. Taz taking a lot of damage here. There isn't really much to be done. It's not a force buy. Oh, it is a force buy. They have got armor. I'm being daft. But now... and the rest of HellRaisers have pretty much shut this one down. They did lose 2 people in the process, but they never look really in much danger of losing the round there.
No. It's going to sting them a tiny bit, though. It means that they have to drop across their teammates, get some more FAMASs in play, but still, the round is the important part. The issue, though, is that VP have a 7-round buffer still. So even though they have lost the first 2 rounds here on CT side, when they start to have the AKs and potential AWP coming into play for VP, and they got a bunch of players that can use it as well. It's not just pasha, it's not necessarily unheard of to see Neo or Snax from with an AWP as well on Cobblestone T side. But I like this play from them. Only the one flash. There's going to be a pop flash out and then a Glock train through onto the site. But this grenade could do so much damage. Lands by the feet of everybody and picks up a frag in the process. Does here again at Chicken Coop. Just gone crazy. That will leave Taz in a 1 versus 4. Good luck to you, good sir. But I think you're about to get Shrek'd.
I don't know, man. He's got this. I believe in the power of the Glock, like 2 or 3 headshots in a row to get 1 killed. Now, do you know I'm devastated by that result? Truly, I'm shocked.
You're so surprised that he couldn't clutch that 1v4 with a Glock when they knew where he was. Rip in pepperonis.
It's you just get disappointed sometimes. I mean, is he silver?
It's all ogre now for Taz. So VP 12-6 ahead, and this is the first test, right? They've got AKs, full grenades. HellRaisers, how do you deal with this?
Well, first step seems to be actually stacking 4 people on B. Well, 2 people relatively quick to rotate if they need to, but quite a distribution here by HellRaisers. They definitely seem to feel that it's going to be the B push. Although they have now put 2 back onto A. But since it's been so slow, and the fact that Taz has just given himself away most likely means this is not going to be something they're easily fooled by.
The thing is, though, that, again, I said this before, and it's very much the case, that VP are very good at switching things up on their T side. Even last second, they got a bunch of very, very experienced players on their team that can read the game very well. But you look at the positions from the CTs, they're in great shape. If they just hold these positions, they're in really, really good shape. Hash has been dropped to 21 through that smoke. While the rest of his team tries to push through B, but they're walking into the crosshair of Angel. He gets 1. He will get traded out. But again, VP, they're running out of utility. They're running out of lives as well.
Yeah, they've sort of gone back and forth, not really committing to any one push, and they've ended up getting picked off a little bit too much while they've been trying to make their final decision. And now the question is just, is pasha going to try and save, or is he going to go for the absolute hero play? Look, it is actually going to be the hero play. I'm not a fan of this with 15 seconds left on the clock. He's going to try and get the bomb plant at least, but I don't think... Oh, maybe it will happen. Okay, fair enough. Only need 4 seconds for the plant. He's got it. Clutching it, however, that's another question, and the answer is a no. Dosia says it. That will be also taking the defuse
Not
away
too bad,
from
though.
his kit.
Yeah, not too bad, though, all things considered, that VP managed to get that bomb down, because up until that point it was looking really sketchy for them. So, a bomb plant and 3 kills. Is it fantastic? No, but it could have been a whole lot worse. And again, they still have 5-round buffer. They could force up here, but I'd almost like to see them save up, but they are going to go for that force. So fair enough, they're going to have a couple Galils probably. And nope, they're going to drop straight across. That does, however, sacrifice grenades. That suggests to me that we're going to see a fast play.
Yeah, you're right there. That's... I mean, 3 smokes and a flash. The thing is, even if you want to brute force, you do want a couple of flashes at least, really, but... time being, pretty clearly see the signals of where they are going. And sneaking through here, Virtus.pro are lining themselves up. Time for everybody to do the conga. I'm not sure if Angel is going to survive this experience. He actually gets the first kill, so even if he doesn't, it's okay for him. He will not get the last 2 that line up for him, but he's still done plenty of damage so far. A lot of low health bars, and byali and Snax will drop there. So Pasha, once again, he's the man on a mission, and his mission is to get something done here, but the bomb is down. He's got to get some picks first.
Yep, and that's the issue. When you're in a 3v1, in that kind of situation around Hut, it's very, very difficult to get anything. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to see them save that round, because they were lacking grenades, and as soon as Angel got that opening pick, and more importantly information, and heard the rest of them running in, it was fairly easy for the CTs to just lock down their crossfire, right, onto long A. And there's nothing really that VP can do from that point. You're just hoping for crazy entry frags, and as skilled as these players are, HellRaisers are more up to the task, you know, in their positions. So now VP on a force with Kevlar. They do have round loss bonus coming in. They've lost 5 rounds back-to-back, so they're going to be able to afford whatever happens here. But they are losing players. The first is going to go down from AdreN. There's Dozier as well with a double spray down into drop. And that leaves just Pasha and byali. Well, make that just Pasha. And he has got a pretty tasty P250 long-range shot onto Mao, who is still sat there behind the statue. But he can't do anything else. 12-9, and HellRaisers, all props to them. I thought that 3 rounds wasn't going to be enough. They still are trailing by 3. But this is a really solid position they built themselves into.
I mean, look, I know Cobblestone's a CT map, but really, this is getting kind of silly. Virtus.pro haven't won a single round so far on this half, so okay, fair play. That's pretty good showing from HellRaisers, but you'd think by now you'd have just gotten, you know, that one round where you get the lucky pick and then you can make something happen from there. HellRaisers really starting to get in gear. Well, for want of a better phrase, raising some hell.
That's definitely accurate. You know, HellRaisers have been performing fantastically on their CT side, and VP have lost a bit of their bite. But they have had a couple of interesting force buys that may have put them in a deeper position than they were hoping for. The HellRaisers, all credit to them, they have been locking down, and they've been playing very firm indeed. This time, 3 players on A, going through mid, getting lots of information, and VP quickly switching back towards the B site. But again, they haven't really got any info themselves. They've just done a bit of damage to kUcheR through mid, which has sprayed through the wall. Other than that, though, they have now got that frag onto Dozier, who peeks around at the worst possible second. Here's AdreN to try and fill in the blanks. He gets 2 kills. That could be good enough. But meanwhile, elsewhere, Angel's been picked up as well alongside AdreN. And that takes us to a 3-on-2 for Virtus.pro. They're in a really solid place right now.
Yep, they should be able to close this one out. Mao, he's the only one left standing. He's got the AWP. There's always that possibility, but with the grenades and the Molotov, I was actually watching from the perspective looking towards him there, so I didn't realize he was standing in fire, which does hurt your clutching chances.
He just effectively got napalmed. Double Molotov on his face. That's a whole lot of cooking. That's a barbecue if ever I've seen one. I feel a bit sorry for him, but VP, they've got it. They finally broke the curse, right? That was 6 rounds in a row. Finally get themselves on the board. But now they find themselves in that age-old T issue. You have to keep momentum going forward because you just broke your round loss bonus. Don't lose this.
Well, we'll see if they will, but unfortunately, I'm thinking that's unlikely. Angel just picks himself up too, doesn't even take a tap to the top of his helmet for the privilege, and now they're just returning fire all across the board. HellRaisers have got themselves 4 kills, and Neo can't even get that one in return, so unfortunately Virtus.pro reverting to a fairly simple strat. Definitely one HellRaisers were ready for.
And look at the economy. Rip.
Boom.
This is the problem that I was talking about. That now they have pretty much nothing. I mean, byali had 4,000 in odds, so he's going to buy Kevlar with nades because it'll equalize the economy somewhat. But even then, this isn't much to work off. I'm not sure I like that strat. I mean, it didn't end up paying off, but even if it did, you're rushing all down platform on B when you know that CTs must have a bunch of weapons to face off against you. They've just won 6 rounds in a row. Their economy is still strong. So you saw AdreN, I believe it was, just open up while flashbang, got himself 2 headshots. Beautiful play from him. And HellRaisers looking good here. But VP, don't write them off. 2 CZs and P250s. They could definitely cause an upset in this round.
Never know. It's all about that first kill, really. We'll see if they can find that first kill now. Unfortunately, not looking too likely. HellRaisers have really closed out any attempts there, and now they're able to just keep them at pretty good range across the courtyard. No way you're getting anything with a P250 against an M4. Unless there is a very, very serious case of derp, which does occasionally happen, but pretty unlikely. And Snax is contemplating life. I'm not sure if he knows what to do with himself. I guess he just hopes somebody walks past drop down and maybe they'll be kind enough to donate a poor terrorist his, a rifle.
Well, I was going to say there's a chance, maybe a chance for him to get that second kill on AdreN, who's on 34 HP, but in the window it's too strong. And HellRaisers do get that 8th round on their CT side, so 8-1 on this half after, what was it, 12-3? Yeah, 12-3 on the first half. So HellRaisers doing a great job, honestly, on CT side, and it seems like dozyER in particular has really stood up to the plate. He was underperforming in the first half, I think it's safe to say, but now 21-16, and he's been locking down that B site from Chicken Coop almost every round.
Well, they started things well off again here with Mao getting a kill. If he can switch back in time, he should be getting another, but unfortunately whiffs the shot there. Taz will be able to return that one, so Virtus.pro open up the map a little bit. Should, in theory, given that they like to play this, this style where they just constantly bait and look for openings, that should, in theory, be pretty good. And that's also a very good follow-up with byali getting 2 kills there on kUcheR. This should be the Virtus.pro time to shine. There's nobody left on site, so realistically, dozyER and AdreN have got to think about saving here, in my view. But instead, they're going to jump through the smoke. Okay.
I feel it's because they've got enough economy to buy up next round, whatever happens. And maybe they're opting for the damage onto VP rather than saving their weapons. Because remember, VP's economy is not great. And again, this would be resetting their round loss. So I can kind of understand the call to an extent. But now that dozyER realizes it's a 1v4 and I've got no grenades, I've got no defuse kit, he's looking for exits instead. He's in a pretty good position to get exits as well. He's coming all the way around the back. And Snax could find himself put 6 foot under if he's not careful. Nope, he's gone the wrong direction now. So dozyER is going to save that weapon, and HellRaisers are going to pick up some more weapons here, but VP have the 14-11 lead. So, for as rough as their half has been so far, Spud, they do still have the 3-round advantage, and they are only just a couple rounds away from that finish line on Cobblestone.
Yeah, it's one of these games where, because it's so heavily determined by who's doing better on the CT side, one small swing either way every round at this point really, really matters, because HellRaisers need to keep up that absolutely iron-hard consistency, or they are going to, well, they'll be playing for overtime at best. So, realistically speaking, though, the way the rounds have been going, we'd expect it to keep going in the same way. So Virtus.pro probably won't get something, but all it takes is 1 kill, and dozyER just got taken out.
Now, one of the main determining factors of these last couple rounds now that VP have been able to pick up is that they've got the entries. And up until that point, it was always HellRaisers who were getting the first couple picks off in rounds, which really puts the T's in their back foot. But when you get an entry on a CT, especially on a map like Cobblestone, where there's such a huge, vast amount of area to cover from one site to the other, it gives the T's a massive, massive advantage. There we go with the second. And Angel's almost forced to peek that because he needs the information desperately to call to the rest of his team, which again is another one of those domino effects of losing the first player on the very early in the round as well.
See if they can try and turn this one around. Virtus.pro for the moment are looking pretty good for themselves, and they have got a lot of low health bars though, so kUcheR, if he can actually get another one, has suddenly turned this into a one-on-one. That happened faster than I could blink or even raise the pitch of my voice to communicate how fast it was happening. kUcheR, though, does at least have the, well, sorry. byali has the advantage here in that he's got this bomb positioning. kUcheR's going to have the advantage of about 24 health. Not really sure if that's going to be enough for him, though. The one-on-one is on.
That smoke, very, very intelligent as well from byali, because now kUcheR, from going from a position of he's probably behind statue, has no idea, but he does get the timing onto byali, and that is massive. 14-12 now. Well played from kUcheR. 4 frags in that round. And that was a round that we were already discussing. The first 2 entries went to VP, so that was, what, a 5 versus 3 scenario, and then HellRaisers just flew pure crossfire through mid, getting themselves a bunch of frags and back into this round. Not fantastic economy for them to buy up in, but it's a slight lifeline that's just been gifted across from the poles.
And you've got to think it was a bit of a mistiming. They had a man around the side to flank that crossfire, but instead the crossfire was allowed to punish the mid push, and then, I cannot remember who it was, but then one of the players was able to just turn across and see the flank coming, just get the one-on-one. So it was still remarkably good play, but I think there was an element of mistiming from Virtus.pro. You say, a gift. They're not going to look a gift horse in the mouth in this case. This is something they're very, very okay with happening. If you're HellRaisers, 14-12. Virtus.pro are going to go through mid again.
This is almost a 2-for-1 round, though. If HellRaisers lose this, they'll be on a force buy of terrible weapons, so this could pretty much seal a deal. If VP can force onto the site through platform, Mount does connect the shot, but it was a decoy, because the rest of VP are charging down A, and they're getting frags. Just look at that from byali. Spins around, connects the CZ headshot, lights out for Angel. And HellRaisers, because of that 2-for-1 that I just mentioned, may have to save these weapons to just play for overtime. You can see AdreN not too interested in going for this, and neither is Mao. This is the correct decision for me. It's just cutting your losses. And this gives HellRaisers a possibility, a glimmer of a hope of starting that comeback. They'll need 3 rounds on the bounce, though. And first off, they need to save these weapons, of course, which is going to be no easy accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, they're going to look very, very hard, high and low. And even if you can trade back 1 kill, that's just absolutely not worth it. HellRaisers, it's vitally important to them that they keep their guns, and Mao will get 1 kill, AdreN the second, but I just don't think that's really... Well, losing 3 weapons is obviously not ideal, because that may put some people onto less than ideal grenades, but it's, very clearly a worthwhile effort to go for the kills for Virtus.pro.
I tell you what, though, that is significant, because flip side, nope, that's the complete wrong team. Because Virtus.pro now have very few grenades as a result of losing those 3 weapons. And HellRaisers, up into this round, were in a very weak position, because even if they saved those 2, they were forced on CZs or 5.7s or whatever. So now they've got a hope. Now they've got a real chance of picking this one up. And this will be VP on Eco. But look at this from Snax, just charging into the site. CZ in the hands of AdreN. And Angel also hits him for a second, and he's picked it up. Unbelievable from HellRaisers. Although he goes peeking again, maybe overconfident, but there's Mount to shut down Pasha. And now it's on Taz, 9 HP to his name. He's just about alive and kicking, spots himself Mao, who's got the AWP on statue, and Taz decides to just back on away into the crosshairs of Mao. What a hold from HellRaisers. And now, those 3 weapons that we discussed just a couple rounds previously, look at the economy from VP. They cannot afford to force buy right now. They have to save and go through to the 30th.
Yeah, byali's going to spread some pistols around, and they'll see what damage they can do, but it's definitely coming down to the wire here. Overtime is looking increasingly likely, because this round, it's P250s, you're getting nothing, really, for Virtus.pro. You have less than 5% chances of winning your round. Then again, byali did just start them off fairly well. Did he get the gun? I don't believe he did, and most likely therefore means they're not going to be able to carry that momentum forward.
It's unlikely. But again, it's going through to that last round. The more weapons they can take away from HellRaisers in itself, mini successes. Because HellRaisers' economy is not good either. So, if Snax can bag himself another kill, that may be good enough. Overall, and he's going to get... Oh! What does he? But misses the last couple of shots. There we go. Can Snax get this bomb plant? Because that in itself is pretty big. And he will get this bomb, so Snax has done a pretty solid job. HellRaisers should still win from here. but it's going to be a rough round for them in that 30th. Snax is still, he's just dodging and dipping around the corner. I thought for a second there, no, surely not. Defuse in 15 to 14, but VP did take a few weapons away from HellRaisers there. But this still isn't too great for them, and VP, they should be able to lock this down as well and take us to 6-2.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to afford an AWP, but at least they're not going to have to contend with an AWP either. Virtus.pro still happy to sit on the M4s and play around that fact, so like it's going to be quite an aggressive move coming out from HellRaisers. They are walking for now, but Virtus.pro is going to know very, very soon. They will, however, be able to return fire extremely well. It's like kUcheR didn't even know where byali was. And that is pretty much going to break the back of HellRaisers as they've gone in for a round and gotten only 1 kill.
Yeah, pretty brutal. They do have the round loss bonus coming in, but you can see for this round there's going to be nothing. So I'd like to see a couple P250, maybe a couple Tech 9s. Nothing else. No Kevlar, no grenades. They must know that VP's economy is pretty stacked now. Even if they do break them this round, they should be able to buy up next round regardless. So that's what's going to happen. They're not going to go for the full buy. I like that from HellRaisers, playing for the longer game. And with the round loss, the next round they'll have enough for AKs. If they get the bomb planted, they may even go for an AWP. It's not unheard of to see HellRaisers go for the AWP here on Cobblestone T side. And that may be just mixing things up nicely.
HellRaisers pretty much to be roughly where they want to be at the end of the half, because they would break Virtus.pro's economy off of a single round win here if they can take those guns away, and we'll see if they can do that. Pasha taking a lot of damage is a good start, but certainly not the best follow-up there, as Taz did take Mao. Angel now trading blows with Neo, comes out second best, and if kUcheR can't get this, he can. Still leaves them in a 4-on or a 3-on-4, but HellRaisers at least have a shot.
They do have a shot, but it's a pretty small one, because CTs with the advantage here on Cobblestone should be able to lock together. And you look at their positions as well. They're in pretty solid positions across the board. The only issue is that Pasha is low, and they don't have too many grenades to play with. But then again, HellRaisers only have 1 smoke now. 53 seconds. It's been called, and byali gets the bomb flash. He lines them up. Meat grinder on long. And VP get the round, and that's the issue. If you stack up on long without any grenades to like flush out that position that Taz also runs a lot on, that's the issue you can walk into. It's so easy if you just hold down the trigger and get the kills.
Yeah,
go TVIP a bit too late, but regardless, it is 2-1, and suddenly has become 3-1. So VP lost the pistol round, starting on CT side, but since then it has been smooth sailing for them. And now HellRaisers are in a force buy. As ever, well, I was saying as ever, it's the first time in quite a while, actually. I'm casting alongside Spuddington. Take it away, Spud, in this 5th round.
It used to be always, but then real life had to get in the way. Okay. But yeah, odd that HellRaisers managed to win the pistol round, but lose to the force buy afterwards. And their own Glock train managed to do surprisingly well in that last round. They got 2 guns out of the deal, but still, of course...
There's an overlay bug. Yeah, overlay bug for Ruben streaming, so he's going to have to reconnect quickly.
Rip.
We'll just do radio broadcasts, bud.
Oh boy. This means we have to be really ultra descriptive, because AdreN is coming down from above there onto Taz. Gets that first kill. Neo has traded back 1 elsewhere. Just kind of... Generally, HellRaisers hesitated that bit too long, and Virtus.pro were quite happy to make the counter push there. They get themselves a very nice round there, and should be pretty safe here. CZ a couple P250s. Dosia tries to run through, but Snax isn't having any of that. Not going to get caught out. Will return fire there onto Dosia. kUcheR's going to push through that smoke. Yes, he will. Not going to get anything from it though. And it's looking like a fairly standard eco bash here.
Yeah, good positions again from VP. And I can't really... Ooh, lining up for Taz. I mean, it is an eco, so you're expecting him to get the frags in that situation. Mao does pull one back. I can't really blame HellRaisers, does you, for going through the smoke, I believe it was there, because you have to go for the information. You have to go for the scouts when you have very few grenades and just pistols. And who knows, you may catch a CT off guard, not expecting that push. Here we go, final frag comes in. Mao does do significant damage, though, on his own. Picks up 2 frags, which in a full eco, not too shabby. But you can see HellRaisers' economy, good enough to buy, but not fantastic buy up. 2 Galils, a Tech 9. They are going to have some grenades coming in, but...
Exchanges, nobody's really making any big pushes here.
Nope, no one's making any huge pushes. I think that Ruben should have it back on right now. He's reconnecting shortly, but regardless, we do have ourselves Neo peeking down long with the AWP, going to connect it onto Mao. And he's going to get pushed, but he's back into a good position. That's the second frag from Neo. Dozzy opens up with his AK-47. And now VP have the player advantage, but they have been spotted. And it's just been brought all back to even again. Apparently his overlay is still not working. So we're going to try and fix that, guys. Apologies for this. Angel, last remaining player in a 2 versus 1 with 25 seconds to play with. Molly's been thrown out. Angel is going to push past Truck on CT Spawn and gets the double kill. So Angel gets the clutch. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but regardless, 3-2 now from HellRaisers and a good push in from Angel in the end.
Yeah, really, really cool play there by him. Just rotating himself around that truck and making sure his team came back because they definitely needed that round. They were going to be still in a bit of an economic hole, and if they can win this next one, that sets up